Allegations by candidates of Labour Party in 2023 presidential election on demolition of property. President Tinubu rejects National Drug Law Enforcement Agency bill over crime proceeds law. On the foreign scene, South Korea's president seeks parliament's approval of over $22 billion extra budget. And in sports, federal government reaffirms commitment to sports development. Now the details. I am Akan Usen. The Lagos State government has clarified the recent allegation made by the candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, regarding the demolition of a property belonging to his brother. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, in a statement said the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABCA, or any other arm of the Lagos State government did not carry out the said demolition. Omotosho said special advisor to the governor on EGIS and urban development, Olajide Babatunde, who supervises LABCA, has confirmed that the agency was not involved in the demolition. He said the Lagos State government is committed to upholding the rule of law and ensuring the safety and security of all residents, stating that it is disturbing that Peter Obi would make such allegations without verifying the facts. Omotosho urged the public to disregard Obi's claims and be rest assured that the Lagos State government will continue to work tirelessly to maintain law and order in the state and will not be swayed by baseless allegations or attempts to discredit its efforts. He said the Permanent Secretary, Office of Urban Development, Malon Oki, has been directed to request a full investigation into the matter by LABCA, adding that the investigation will help clarify the circumstances surrounding the demolition and ensure that necessary actions are taken. The Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASODA, in collaboration with the Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria and Festus Fajemilo Foundation, has hosted a pre-assessment stakeholders meeting to promote compliance with accessibility standards in public facilities across Lagos. Themed advocacy and compliance with disability accessibility in public facilities in Lagos State. The event brought together key voices from government, civil society, and disability-focused organizations. Representing LASODA General Manager Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, Director of Monitoring and Evaluation Olufumilola Adekola, reaffirmed the state's commitment to building an inclusive society. He emphasized that through accessibility requires more physical infrastructure but demands cross-sector collaboration. The Down Syndrome Foundation representative, Nike Dennis, called for stronger enforcement of existing laws, noting ongoing barriers to education, healthcare, and employment for persons with disabilities. She urged for increased public awareness and practical reforms to drive real change. Also speaking, Director of Festus Fajemilo Foundation, Afolabi Fajemilo, highlighted the importance of using the assessment to set a clear roadmap for improvement with follow-up evaluations to ensure accountability. The event drew participation from various NGOs, foundations, and stakeholders working towards a more accessible and inclusive Lagos. In a bid to break the Guinness Book of Records, a Lagos broadcaster, Omi Sokwe Olani, popularly known as Baba Omi, has embarked on an ambitious quest to secure a spot for 160 hours continuous radio presentation In a statement, media entrepreneur Toyin Ganiu said the event, titled One Man, One Mic, 13 Shows, is aimed at pushing the boundaries of radio broadcasting and entertaining audiences like never before. According to him, it will also demonstrate the power of collaboration in the media industry. The statement added that already Olani has already completed 100 hours of non-stop broadcasting, showcasing his unwavering dedication and energy. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has declined to sign the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Bill 2025 into law. The president's decision not to sign the bill, passed by both chambers of the National Assembly, was contained in a letter read in the Green Chamber during plenary. Citing Section 58(4) of the 1999 Constitution as amended, President Tinubu said that the proposed law seeks to empower the NDLEA to retain a portion of the proceeds from drug-related crimes, a move he said contradicts existing financial regulations. President Tinubu noted that under the current system, all proceeds of crime are paid into the government's confiscated and forfeited properties account, stressing that disbursements to any recovery agency, including the NDLEA, can only be made by presidential approval, subject to the consent of the Federal Executive Council and the National Assembly. The president maintained that there was no compelling reason to alter a process designed to uphold accountability through executive and legislative oversight. The Oyo State government, in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund, has inaugurated solar-powered boreholes and toilet facilities at Egbeda, Onuara, and Ibagbal East local government areas of Oyo State, aimed at improving sanitation and hygiene. While inaugurating the projects, the chairman, Oyo State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Babalola Afobaje, emphasized the importance of the projects in advancing the health and socio-economic well-being of rural dwellers. He expressed the commitment of his agency and UNICEF to expanding access to clean water and improving sanitation infrastructure in rural and peri-urban communities. Afobaje said the facilities constructed under a joint initiative by the Oyo State government and UNICEF were directed at delivering sustainable and inclusive water and sanitation services. He reiterated that the inauguration of the projects is just one milestone in an ongoing effort to expand water and sanitation services across all 33 local government areas of the state. On his part, the UNICEF consultant, Orimoloye Emmanuel, commended the agency's ongoing efforts and collaboration with international partners, especially in enhancing access to safe water and promoting hygiene behavior change at the grassroots level. And now to foreign news. South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung has called on the parliament to approve a $22.5 billion supplementary budget aimed at reviving the economy in his first address to members of parliament since taking office. Lee was elected in a snap vote this month following the impeachment of his predecessor, Yoon Suk-yeol, over his disastrous martial law declaration in December. The new president's appeal comes as Asia's fourth largest economy, heavily reliant on exports, reels from steep tariffs imposed by United States President Donald Trump. In April, the United States slapped a 25% tariff on South Korean goods as part of Trump's sweeping global trade measures. The rates were later put on a 90-day hold, giving both sides until July to reach a deal. And now sports. Chairman of the National Sports Commission, NSC, Shehu Diko, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to transform sports development among youths in the country. Speaking on the forthcoming Nigeria University Games Association, NUGA, Diko said the competition is coming at the right time for the nations under President Bola Tinubu, who is committed to developing sports and creating millions of jobs to youths across the country. Diko said he is optimistic that the Nuga competition will attract young, talented Nigerians to compete in national sports competition. The 26th Nuga Games is scheduled to take place from November 6 to 16. The competition will be hosted by the University of Jos. And that's all for the news at 4. Always use the walkway where available to avoid accidents. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961, on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on my Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered 600 women with ingenious business ideas to the tune of 400 billion naira through the Lagos State Employment Fund W initiative to empower Lagosians? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State government has clarified the recent allegations made by the candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, regarding the demolition of a property belonging to his brother. President Bola Tinubu has declined to sign the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Bill 2025 into law. We also told you that South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung has called on the parliament to approve a $22.5 billion supplementary budget aimed at reviving the economy in his first address to members of parliament since taking office. And in sports, chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to transform sports development among youths in the country. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswa Ejoyoka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good afternoon.